can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste a must a man to start you. Say me like a cash, but me got enough to got you. Take this bit of money, got and say that is not you. One day the man above me, no him, I got to go. Too much it in at the kitchen, so my five like a part two. The singers and DJs and social media.
Good afternoon,
it burn me 300% free. It burn me garbage pile up the day. It burn me give a teacher them raise. It burn me I see corruption please. It burn me mash down the people them house. It burn me every day appear arms out. It burn me appear money them a thief. It burn me and them a sell out the beach. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
Good afternoon, family. Today we are going to talk about the Prime Minister snub with Kamala Harris in the Bahamas. We don't see the news media talking about what's going on with our Prime Minister and the US. People, as a Jamaican and as a patriot, what is going on with Jamaica and the US is nothing that somehow we should be happy about. Not because maybe the Prime Minister, people. Don't get it wrong. He's still the Prime Minister of the country. And it affects us all. What I go will affect us all. Alright? Look it back. You get the ear going, people? You get the ear going.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
Wow, no good?
You can't fool me again.
Yeah.
Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste a must a man to start you. Say me like a cash, but me got enough to got you. Take this bit of money, got and say that is not you. One day the man above me, no him, I got to go. Too much it in at the kitchen, so my five like a part two. The singers and DJs and social media coming at you. It burn me 300% free. It burn me garbage pile up the day. It burn me give a teacher them raise. It burn me I see corruption please. It burn me mash down the people them house. It burn me every day appear arms out. It burn me appear money them a thief. It burn me and them a sell out the beach. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. Tommy said dig up all the charities and all of the giver. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth and rap and they down in our favor. Member bowl honey and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them smell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like thief with themselves. It burn me. On the treat the market man. It burn me. On them a treat the cat man. It burn me. On the treat the peanut man. It burn me. On them a treat the dirt man. It burn me. On them a treat the sun man. It burn me. On them a treat policeman. It burn me. How them a treat soldier man. It burn me. How them a treat everyone. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
No way.
You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. I be say coulda what we do, you make you do with that. All of the money uno take, uno better give it back. All of the land we uno take, you know we want it back. All of the beach you uno tip, you better give it back. And you know sign up for the conduct, we don't want you back. You know they clear you asset, now we don't want you back. You come fi fill in your pocket, and we don't want you back. Have your hand deep in a corruption, we don't want you back.
What is it, family? Blessed love. All right. Guys, I might want to share this. So we never know, say, Kamala Harris decided, say, she don't want to see Andrew at the Bahamas. That's how they look like to us right here, based on what I'm reading. I'm going to read it for you guys. So Kamala Harris said she didn't want to take a picture with Andrew Onis in the Bahamas. The last visit, remember, they were supposed to go, they go meet. And this don't look good now, people. To be honest with you, this don't look good. I'm going to tell you how politicians, what they are doing can affect us. Even politician corruption, even them own personal corruption in office, people. I'm going to show how it can affect all of us who never, all of us who are honest, just regular Jamaicans. I'm going to show it can affect us. Yes, people. When politicians do anything that is wrong, including me, I talk about the corruption, it can affect the whole country. So me find this from imageandprofile.com. Jamaican, the US at war. Jamaican ambassador to Washington and Miami Consul General forced to return home after US refused to renew diplomatic visa. Now read this, people. It's been known for quite some time now that all was not well diplomatically between the Andrew Onis-led JLP administration and the Biden-led Democratic administration in the US. For months now, diplomatic observers have been commenting on the growing rift between the Onis administration and Biden presidency. The rift broke out in the open recently when the US Vice President, who has some Jamaican ancestry, refused to meet with Prime Minister Andrew Onis when they both visited the Bahamas a few weeks ago for the Commonwealth Heads Confab. Not only did the Vice President flatly refuse to meet with Onis, diplomatic observers pointed out at the time that there was no joint communique and that the visit was so skillfully managed. Not one single photo of the Prime Minister and the US VP was allowed, and this, according to sources from the US State Department, was after the Jamaican Foreign Minister had sought an audience with the US Ambassador to Jamaica to request that he facilitate a meeting of the two, plus another request that Jamaica Level 3 ranking and the US State Department travel advisory be revised downward so as not to unduly scare potential US visitor. Word at the time was that the US was peaked at the Onis administration for what was perceived as cozying up to China. Read it again. Word at the time was that the US was peaked at the Onis administration for what has perceived as cozying up with China and unchecked corruption within the administration. Later on, a source close to the Jamaican government hinted that the problem was one of a diplomatic nature, as the Jamaican government had declined to issue a diplomatic clearance and immunity for the same-sex partner of an incoming US diplomat who was scheduled to take up his post in Jamaica. Listen to these people. Now this was indeed strange. News coming from a Jamaican government official as it was widely held that former U.S. ambassador to Jamaica, businessman Donald Tapia, was considered a member of the LGBTQ community. Me never know that. Me never know that. You know, the ambassador used to come down there after, in a Trump era, and he used to come there all the while and tell Jamaica be careful of China and the 5G stuff and all that. Remember that, man? So now they must say, that's what I say, a lot of things. Remember me do my video, I'm saying, a lot of things is confusing. I'm going to tell you why as we go down the road. All right? So, because the government don't understand, right? Government official, as it was widely held that former U.S. ambassador to Jamaica, businessman Donald Tapia, was considered a member of the LGBTQ community, and he and a male thought to be his companion were frequent guests at many Jamaican government functions and guests at many private parties given by members of the government and the city's social elite. Imagine that the Honest administration would be attempting to play hardball with the U.S. State Department in 2023 by refusing to accredit a U.S. diplomatic spouse because of his sexual orientation. But so it was as the news is. When the official request came in March, the foreign minister's response was, "Not over my dead body." And then she took the matter to the cabinet, and sources say the cabinet was split on the matter, but the foreign minister carried the day, so the government decided to stall. Realizing that the government was indeed stalling, the U.S. State Department wrote to them again, requesting that all the normal diplomatic courtesies be extended to the spouse of their diplomat. And this time, the government wrote back denying the request. Needless to say, that did not go down well with the Americans. And in response, they advised the Jamaican government that come October, when the current diplomatic visa of our ambassador to Washington, Edward Marks, and the Miami Consul General, Oliver Muir, and 2 lower-level officials, plus another official from JTB offices, would not be renewed, and consequently the ambassador, consul general, and the other named officials would be expected to vacate their offices and return to Kingston. And that was how the diplomatic turd hit the fan, with the blowback set to not only affect, listen to this part, people, and that is how the diplomatic turd, that's the way they hit the fan, with the blowback set to not only affect Jamaican politicians, but business leaders as well, as the U.S. is expected to tighten the diplomatic stranglehold on the Honest administration, with one source cautioning that the government of Jamaica opened up a Pandora box with its refusal to grant the request immunity and clearance for the diplomatic spouse, as they do not expect the State Department to necessarily accept whomever is named as Ambassador Mark's replacement, and that expect the diplomatic stalemate could continue for a while and could be widened to include other classes of persons. Like me and you people. You're not going to hear this on the Jamaican news, you know. You're not going to hear this. But I read this, people. Let me read this again. Diplomatic stalemate could continue for a while and could be widened to include other classes of person. Remember them talk about politician and businessman, you know. So them say it could be widened. Now include other classes of person. Like me and you. You see how Sunshine can slap the bottom feeder when I get no trouble. Excuse me, I'm not busy with nothing. All right. We continue. I read that part again. Diplomatic stalemate could continue for a while and could be widened to include other classes of persons, sources say. Consul General Muir flew to Jamaica from Florida last week for a consultation with foreign minister and government as soon as he was notified that his diplomatic visa would not be renewed. but they were unsure what decision was taken by the government to appease the Americans. But some observers are saying expect nothing much from this foreign minister. Listen to this apart here. But some observers are saying expect nothing much from this foreign minister and her team, as they have proven to be a bungling bunch of malodrites who are lacking in the required skills set to make them effective diplomats. And they pointed out a number of diplomatic facts past this administration gave rise to, including the announcement that Prime Minister Onus was heading to Washington in March of this year to hold high-level talk with the head of FBI and other top-notch officials without first consulting with the U.S. officials to secure such a meeting. Wow. You are going? So this is our Foreign Affairs Ministry. Remember when Andrew Onus go and say, go meet with FBI because he want to take down Jamaican gangs where they up and send down machine. And I know me not see that not come out of that just like the 100-day promises. The man fair play now, man. Police commissioner. Say him know Jamaicans over here, so we are sending weapons to Jamaica. And we have a list of them. And nothing happened. Have you ever heard of one of them get extradited? Because they never set up right. You know, and you hear Will Rattigan speak of it. Say, and so you really go at it? You remember Will Rattigan was saying that it's not really so how you go at this type of engagement. It was not done right. So here we are read it and now say them batched all the thing and them a mistake Jamaica make and you know, we can't afford it. You know? We can't afford to do this. So let me read this part again. Jaja. Them say the foreign ministry lack the required skills set to make them effective diplomats. That are Kamina Johnson them attack, you know. They lack the required skill set to make them effective diplomats. And they point out a number of diplomatic facts past this administration gave rise to, including the announcement that Prime Minister Onus was heading to Washington in March of this year to hold high-level talks with the head of the FBI and other top-notch officials without first consulting with the U.S. officials to secure such meeting. So such meeting never happened. The end result was the day Prime Minister Onus arrived in Washington, the director of the FBI was photographed leaving his office. And Onus ended up meeting with some lower-level officials. But there was no joint release of anything discussed or agreement reached. Same sources say after Onus was snubbed in the Bahamas by Vice President Harris, he flew to Washington and met with his ambassador and instructed her to lobby friendly forces in Congress to secure a high-level meeting to discuss what was clearly the growing impasse. Let me read that part there again, because we have to read some part twice, you know. Same sources say after Onus was snubbed in the Bahamas by Vice President Harris, he flew to Washington and met with his ambassador and instructed her to lobby friendly forces in Congress to ensure a high-level meeting to discuss what was clearly the growing impasse. To date, no such meeting was arranged, and things took a turn for the worse last week, as when Prime Minister Onus was traveling to Brussels via Miami, he was not met with any officer from the U.S. Secret Service and was made to suffer the indignity of having to remove his belt, shoes, and other items of his ensemble to clear metal detectors and security. And now, this latest escalation, a development that is clearly no more than a war of words. I'm going to read that part again. Don't blame me, people. I'm just going to take it from this images and profile.com. To date, no such meeting was arranged, And things took a turn for the worse last week, as when Prime Minister Onis was traveling to Brussels via Miami, he was not met with any officer from the U.S. Secret Service and was made to suffer the indignity of having to remove his belt, shoes, and other items of his ensemble to clear metal detectors and security. And now this latest escalation, a development that is clearly no more than a war of words. One commentator parting shot was now the Jamaican people can expect the PM and his spin doctors to turn this to a campaign rallying cry, accusing the Americans of trying to force the country to legalize same-sex marriages. The country waits with bated breath. When you are gone, it is not good. So me I go a little bit further. I know me like to copy different article and different item and put them together. I'm gonna string them up, and I paint a picture out of them. So before we go no further, let me go back and show you how where the US, when this all started, remember it started with all good now, Kamina Johnson and the Onis administration were good. So remember, me just read for you, Kamina Johnson. She have a Jamaican roots. I said when she was younger, she come to Jamaica many times, several times. So this is what we hear upon the news. First, before we go further. This is what we hear upon news in Jamaica.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, a diplomatic row has been simmering between Washington and Kingston over Jamaica's refusal to accredit the spouse of an American diplomat.
Now, the dispute is threatening to sour diplomatic relations between the traditional allies.
Milton Walker has more in this report.
Earlier this year, the United States government wrote to the Jamaican government seeking its approval for the married partner of a diplomat about to be posted to Jamaica and who is in a same-sex relationship to be given diplomatic immunity and all the privileges of a diplomat. It's believed the Jamaican government did not respond to the request in a timely manner. The US sent another diplomatic note demanding a response. The Jamaican government responded, rejecting the request. A senior government source told TVJ News, quote, that an approval of the request would mean Jamaica recognizing same-sex marriage, which is illegal in this country, end quote. Our sources tell us the US then responded, rejecting a request from the Holness administration to extend the stay of 3 Jamaican diplomats in our embassy and consulates in the United States. The US served notice that the trio must leave immediately after their 5-year diplomatic visa expires. This is in contrast to what now obtains, where extensions to diplomatic visas for Jamaican diplomats beyond the 5-year period would be routine. Among those affected are Jamaica's ambassador to the United States, Audrey Marks, and Consul General Oliver Mayer, based in Miami, who the Americans say must leave and return to Jamaica this year. It's not known what other diplomatic measures, if any, the US government might take against Jamaica in light of the government's refusal to grant immunity to the spouse of one of its diplomats. Milton Walker, TVJ News.
So that's what we hear in Jamaica. That's what we are hearing in Jamaica. First, that type of news we hear first. So let's see where we are come from with the US. Because when the US are come from far now. So when I hear these remarks, Andrew Onis and Kamala Harris in a meeting. So when you listen to this, and listen what I'm gonna say. The relationship and how Kamala Harris and Andrew Onis respond to each other. Let's listen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Prime Minister, I want to warmly welcome you again.
Vice President.
It has been not since 1995 that a Prime Minister of Jamaica has visited the White House. And so President Joe Biden and I are very honored and very excited about your presence here today to reaffirm the strength of the relationship between the United States and Jamaica, and the Caribbean as a whole, but also on this, the 60th anniversary, not only of Jamaica's independence, but of the diplomatic relationship between Jamaica and the United States. As I told the Prime Minister privately, and I will say it again publicly, this is a very important relationship to the United States. We take very seriously our membership in the Western Hemisphere, and we are acutely aware of the interconnection and interdependence between the United States and Jamaica. As a point of personal privilege, I grew up going to Jamaica. My family, half of my family is from St. Anne Parish in Jamaica, and I know I shared that history with millions of Americans who have their roots through the generations in Jamaica. In addition to, of course, then those people-to-people ties between the United States and Jamaica, as I said, in context of being neighbors in the Western Hemisphere, we have a long-standing strategic relationship and a diplomatic relationship and a deep historic partnership. And it is in furtherance of that that I'm proud and pleased to announce today 3 specific initiatives that the Prime Minister and I discussed that are in furtherance of the strength and the importance of that relationship. We talked extensively about the Prime Minister's approach and the need of Jamaica to continue to invest in its prosperity, in its economic health and strength. To that end, the United States, and I'm announcing today, will be investing $20 million to assist in the strengthening and the expansion of Jamaica's commerce in a way that we fully intend will have an impact in strengthening the economy of Jamaica and drive economic growth. We also recognize, just as it has been in the United States for Jamaica, one of the issues that has been presented as an issue that is economic in the way of its impact has been the pandemic. So to that end, we are announcing today also that we will assist Jamaica in COVID recovery by assisting in terms of the recovery efforts in Jamaica that have been essential to, I believe, what is necessary to strengthen not only the issue of public health, but also the economy. And this is on top of more than what we have done throughout the year since the start of the pandemic, $12 million in COVID assistance and more than 600,000 vaccinations or vaccines that have been donated. Lastly, but most importantly, a great part of our conversation, Mr. Prime Minister, that we appreciate has been about the priority we share for security in the region, as well as the issue of crime prevention. So we discussed, of course, the priority that your government places on both those issues, and we agree that one area of important focus is on youth and on, as you said, the human capital of Jamaica. To that end, we have committed, and we are announcing now, to provide $10 million to target at-risk youth in Jamaica through a number of initiatives that we believe will have exponential impact not only on the issue of crime prevention, but what we intend as well, which is to strengthen, as you have described, the natural human capital that exists in Jamaica among young people. And finally, our conversation spanned not only those issues, but issues that are about a global significance. And to that end, I thank the Prime Minister for the leadership that he has offered in the context of votes that have been taken in the United Nations, and in terms of Jamaica's strong stand in joining the United Nations and the United States in condemning Russia's aggression in Ukraine. We also discussed quite extensively the impact of the climate crisis on island nations, and in particular on Jamaica. We discussed, and from my perspective, I recognize and we recognize that the world's emissions have an outsized effect in the Caribbean, including on Jamaica. And I thank the Prime Minister for his leadership in that regard, and we are eager to partner with the Prime Minister on what we can do to invest and prioritize climate resilience, but also an investment in renewable energies, understanding that this is about energy sources and it is also about human capital and development and supporting the economy there. So, in conclusion, I will say that the United States and Jamaica continue to be close friends with many, many issues in common. And this partnership is an important one and an enduring one for the United States. And we look forward to strengthening and continuing to strengthen the relationship. Mr. Prime Minister, again, welcome and thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be hosted here at the White House. My team and I are grateful for the very warm reception we've received. Madam Vice President, from the outset, let me say thank you for the announcements that you have made for support for Jamaica in the areas of commerce, health, and COVID-19 recovery, and for us, very importantly, human capital development. And also for the commitment for further strategic dialogue as to how Jamaica and the region on a whole can be supported, particularly in transitioning our democracies into prosperous economies. And that has been the essence of our conversation.
Indeed.
Madam Vice President, let me say that you have been a source of inspiration and great pride for many Caribbean people, in particular our young women in the region. And we are indeed seeing an increase in the political participation of young women, and this diversity in the political space will augur well for the region. And I want to congratulate you, on your leadership and your accomplishments.
Thank you.
This visit takes place in the context of Jamaica celebrating 60 years of independence and 60 years of diplomatic relations with the United States. The United States was one of the first countries to recognize newly independent Jamaica. And we have had that very strong relationship since. The United States and Jamaica enjoys strong people-to-people economic and development partnerships, and we're very proud of our continued strong relationship. Today, our discussions reaffirmed this strong partnership, and we discuss ways in which this partnership can be strengthened and expanded. Madam Vice President, the Jamaican government and people have sacrificed and worked hard to successfully entrench macroeconomic stability and fiscal sustainability, and in particular in managing our debt. It is a journey on which the United States has been a very good partner through several of your agencies and indeed various multinational, multilateral institutions. Jamaica today is a model of a small, open economy which has transitioned its public financial management into a stable and financially prudent one. To secure these gains, we must now turn our attention to addressing the vulnerabilities that have been exposed within the context of a pandemic and other global developments, particularly in relation to energy security. In this regard, growth, infrastructure, human development, national security, and as noted, energy security are areas of priority. We believe these areas also coincide with the United States' interests in ensuring that the region is secure, peaceful, stable, and prosperous. We have presented an overall plan to secure Jamaica's prosperity and growth, and have provided an outline on how our focused partnership with the US can deliver on the promise of the great future that Jamaica envisions, particularly as we herald in our 60th year of independence. In this regard, Jamaica will redouble our efforts in tackling illegal trafficking of weapons and persons, the lottery scam, and other transnational crimes. To address this in a decisive way, we are seeking to foster increased partnerships and collaboration on information and intelligence sharing, extradition, and other law enforcement efforts. On the economic development front, we reiterated that we would welcome refocused attention on Jamaica in areas of security, energy, capacity building, infrastructure, and nearshore digital technology hubs. Madam Vice President, I thank you for your time today. And again, we welcome the announcements you have made in support of Jamaica. Our strong and deep relationship with the United States is built on our shared democratic values and principles. It is an enduring relationship. We look forward to working with you to leverage the strength of our partnerships to enhance the security, peace, well-being, and prosperity of the region. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you.
So, my people, you hear that? That was a look up, thing with Mr. Onis and Kamala Harris. So, how did it go from that to this? We just read for you a while ago where the Prime Minister was snubbed in the Bahamas with the Vice President. It is said in what I read that the Prime Minister, the Kamala Harris, designed it so that not even a picture with the Prime Minister she don't want to take. Can you imagine that? That means that no time at all she must be in the same room. Okay, no. The US press follow them around. The US press follow the Vice President around, and then press people don't play. Camera click all the time, click, 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 click. So it was so arranged that no picture of her and our Prime Minister together. People, let me tell you something. I did video, I'm going to say, why all of this? Because personally, this is me speaking. I believe them could have granted the man his diplomatic immunity, and we don't know. Donald Tapia, let us talk about the last man was there, ambassador was there. He come with him, man, and they all type of function with the government and all type of big elite parties with the man. Because I suspect something with him, But me never know. But me I read all them things now. When I read, knowledge is power. So let's the last ambassador had his, his boyfriend in Jamaica. And there was no problem. Did we know anything about it? Did we hear anything about it? I want to say his boyfriend never get diplomatic clearance. That's why I'm telling you that. We don't know what it's for. Because unless Andrew Onis want to use it to win election, because a man will do anything to win election. I tell this man now. He will humiliate himself. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because Andrew will play out a both mouth. When this video when this come out, people, I said in a video, I am confused. Because at the same time, people, you hear this snub here, but at the same time, you have the flag flying at the U.S. Embassy. You have a flag at the U.S. Embassy. The pride flag is at the U.S. Embassy. What signal is that? When you fly a flag, what is the signal of flying a flag? He might play the Jamaican people and he might play boaty. When in their road, them people, I'm telling something about one month. When they are Jamaican, not under my dead body. Yeah, take the people and money in a bed with them, you fly them flag, yeah. August is Pride Month in Jamaica. And the people from the Pride community will be filling up Jamaica. Go online and see the different tours coming to Jamaica. If you're not into that, it couldn't happen in your country, period. It couldn't happen at some China or Saudi Arabia or some other country or some African country who are against the community. So it's either you are for it or you are against it. Make up your mind. You cannot play with the Jamaican people in mind and you play with the other people in mind. It comes with consequences, people. At the same time, you take their money and think it's okay. You can't play with everybody. You will end up playing yourself. That's why it's alleged that the Prime Minister was at the airport taking off his belt and his shoes and going through all this stuff them and going through metal detector. You cannot play everybody or else you're going to humiliate yourself. Do you understand what I say, people? It makes sense? Listen to that talk here. May I play something for you? I want to make it make sense. You can't play everybody. It's either you're for it or against it. Damn it, stand for something. You understand me, people? It's either you're going to say no or yes. But you got to be a man at some point, people. You cannot try like you play with and you play them and you sound like, me go up on social media and see people say, the Prime Minister is strong, man, and me rate the man there, you know. Come, me go up on social media and see comments like those. Or the Prime Minister is strong and him stand up to America and rare blah. Me see people from the Caribbean, somebody on social media in the Caribbean, some, you know, I said them rate the Prime Minister because him stand up against America. But at the same time, if you listen to Prime Minister's speech, it make you wonder, like this one I'm about to play to you for you right now. Listen to this one.
Truth is that our history has
Hold on, people.
been one where we as a people have been discriminated against.
Listen.
So the conversation about tolerance, protecting people's rights, particularly human rights, is one that we take seriously. And Jamaica is evolving. 10 years ago, there would have been a much harder line on the issue of homosexuality, particularly from a religious perspective. Yeah. But I think that over the last 10 years of conversation, the society is openly discussing the issue. And
to Jamaica, the Jamaica society is openly discussing it. And listen more to the church people under the bus.
Views are changing. The church in Jamaica does not have a unified position. It is evolving. There
are two church people. I Pierce Morgan show him up on a foreign, you know. Last time we checked the church people in Jamaica, we see they come out a bonfire upon certain things. You hear the man go tell Pierce Morgan, so no have a unified position upon it. Like, you know, like, sure, I don't care. People don't even understand. Listen to me. Andrew Honest is a master of speech. He knows to talk. Remember me, I tell you, Andrew Honest is good at talking. What the Prime Minister is doing here is not taking no position. Look, the Prime Minister people, in wiggling himself in the middle, till when they let Pierce Morgan, they can understand what kind of position the Prime Minister depend. People, listen to me. You hear me say a while ago? But listen, when I'm done, he might leave in one place like, what position the Prime Minister really take? He might play everybody, listen to this.
Is discussion in our parliament now regarding...
We'll go back to church people. Hold on, may I go back, people? Come on, I miss something, you know? Take it easy.
Jamaica is evolving.
Listen, people, may I go back? All right?
In Jamaica believes strongly against discrimination. The truth is that our history has been one where we as a people have been discriminated against. So the conversation about tolerance, protecting people's rights, particularly human rights, is one that we take seriously. And Jamaica is evolving. 10 years ago, there would have been a much harder line on the issue of homosexuality, particularly from a religious perspective. Yeah. But I think that over the last 10 years of conversation, the society is openly discussing the issue. And views are changing. The church in Jamaica does not have a unified position. It is evolving. There is discussion in our parliament now regarding the change to a specific piece of legislation.
Would you like personally, as the Prime Minister, to see it decriminalised?
What I would like to see is the process being further opened to bring more people into the discussion. It is a very sensitive issue, but my job as the Prime Minister is to ensure that the human rights of every single person within the country is protected and that the constitutional rights are guaranteed.
It's hard not to feel discriminated against if something about your very identity is deemed illegal.
Well, the truth is, and as I've said, not just in Jamaica, but in other countries, there is a process that is taking place. And what I would want the rest of the world to recognize is that there is a legal process that we are going through.
And it helps really when we have this kind of conversation and it is done in a way where there's also respect for the process. Remember, it took the UK many years, centuries, to change your laws. And we're going through that process. We're in different stages.
Can you see a point where it will be decriminalised?
My view is that the generations are changing. Their access to information, they're traveling more, they're experiencing more, and they have a stronger view, as I said, about discriminating against people. So I think where we have a commonality is that there should be no discrimination. But I think there should also be a respect for the process that is taking place in Jamaica as a democratic society, as a society that believes in freedom and the protection of human rights.
Professor, let me just ask you generally about the Commonwealth and how important you view it, and indeed our Queen here, who's now in her 90s and still going strong, but in lots of issues going forward about who will be the head of the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth is a very important grouping of nations. And for Jamaica, we maintain our presence and participation in the Commonwealth for many strategic reasons. We're a small developing country. It is important to have a group of friends, to have a family association. And then as I said earlier, we have shared values. There's a changing international context. You have Brexit. So you, meaning the British people, have to now figure.
Deflect the argument again. You have Brexit. You guys take years to this, you guys take years to that. Andrew Honest can talk. If good people are spin doctor, me see Andrew Pan enough international attack. Not easy people. But me I try to see and the Prime Minister answer the question. Me I try to see position where Prime Minister take. Because I don't understand, you know. All me I say, I try to see what position the Prime Minister take. Because I try to see what he really has said. Not two people. But I can't spin it. Who can spin it like
it's protected
it's
and
hard,
that the constitutional rights are guaranteed.
It's hard not to feel discriminated against if something about your very identity is deemed illegal.
Well, the truth is, and as I've said, not just in Jamaica, but in other countries, there is a process that is taking place. And what I would want the rest of the world to recognize is that there is a legal process that we are going through. And it helps really when we have this kind of conversation and it is done in a way where there's also respect for the process. Remember, it took the UK many years, centuries, to change your laws. And we're going through that process. We're in different stages.
Can you see a point where it will be decriminalised?
My view is that the generations are changing. Their access to information, they're traveling more, they're experiencing more, and they have a stronger view, as I said, about discriminating against people. So I think where we have a commonality is that there should be no discrimination. But I think there should also be a respect for the process that is taking place in Jamaica as a democratic society, as a society that believes in freedom and the protection of human rights.
Professor, let me just ask you generally about the Commonwealth and how important you view it, and indeed our Queen here, who's now in her 90s and still...
All right, people talk about the Commonwealth. I just want you hear that part there, what the Prime Minister is talking about. People, do we... You understand anything there, sir? There's no disrespect to the man, you know. Me know I'm a spin doctor. Prime Minister is not a man that can easily cornered. Tell me, I tell you that. Me watch the Prime Minister and pay attention to him. You cannot corner Andrew Honest so easy. And you have to depend him. You have to depend him like a 18 degrees north and all them people. Let me see, grab him outside one rally and question Andrew Honest with some question. The lady 18 degrees north, Andrew Honest could run. Because every time he try to deflect and run away, she pull him back. And he run away again, she pull him back. And she pull him back and she get the answer out of him. But Andrew Honest is good at that. But when they pull him back, she pull him back and she pull him back. What did the sister that him again at 18 degrees now? She always have forgot her name, you know. She know if interview people. And Zara Burton, man. She know if interview. Andrew Honest can run from her people. He's a good people. He's good at what he does. He's a real politician, people. Politician. You see me? So, he not answer your question. He might answer it, but he not answer it. You could have... Politician do that, you know. You ask them a question that is just yes and no answer. What I'm saying is, that just yes or no answer. Well, how I look at it is, sir, it's a yes or no answer. Well, what I have to say about that is, you're not going to know politician, people. Politician are yard and abroad, you know. You don't think me watch politician up a soto? I see where up a soto, man. See where people. Politicians are known to do that. They not talk straight, people. Them practice this type of talk where them answer you, but they do not answer you. And if you don't careful, you ask them question and believe you get the answer, but no answer that did they. Because what answer did Andrew Onis give and the issue? What he was talking about at Pierce Morgan. What answer he gave us, people? No answer. But all right. But did you hear him said in the full thing that inclusive, they protect people's rights, and the conversation is changing, and even the church don't take no position. One of you know Jamaica church here that part there. Because I really do not believe that. Because just the other day made the church my bonfire in Jamaica. Just the other day, Jamaican churches were burning fire and certain things in Jamaica. So how the Prime Minister gone tell England this for Pierce Morgan show? So it's showing me that when Andrew Onis around certain people, he speak a certain way. When he's around another set of people, he speak a certain way. There's also another interview out there with Andrew Onis. When the reporter asked him about his views and what Bruce Golding had said. Because prior years to that, Bruce Golding said, not in my cabinet. So Andrew Onis said to the reporter, I'm sure you guys have seen that him do not share the same sentiments as Bruce Golding. Him not think that way. He's saying that people from the Pride community are welcome in his cabinet. And from what I'm hearing, it's alleged that the JP party is beautifully colored with the flag of the Pride community, from the Pride community. I'm hearing it's alleged that there's a lot of members from the Pride community serving under Andrew Onis administration. People don't hear that too. Don't you guys hear that allegation like me? That they are members from the community serving in JP party, right? You hear that, right? Yes, but remember Andrew Onis said him did not share the same sentiment like Bruce. So, so now, we are seeing is that's what I'm saying, it's confusing to me. You refuse to let in the diplomat. People, this is my take on it. I mean, clearly gonna tell you that. How far me live? How far me live? Me have my neighbor, my co-worker, my boss from the Pride community, your dentist, your doctor, your nurse, your police, your soldier, your pilot, your everything from the Pride community. You stay in a lane, me stay in my lane. How far me live, me know myself, right? When it comes to Jamaican stuff, we just read for you that Donald Tapia, the previous ambassador, had his partner in Jamaica. And I'm sure his partner enjoyed diplomatic immunity as he moved around Jamaica. So what different here? And though it go against what Andrew Onis is saying there, to protect everybody's rights, and don't go against the flag that is flying at the embassy, the pride flag. Do what Andrew Onis is doing here. Don't go against the annual Pride Month, which is from 2015. This year's 8th year of celebration in Jamaica, Pride Month. August. This year is the 8th year. Just the other day up by the university, students have them some pride stuff by the university. By the university of West Indies. They have some pride stuff. Nobody arrest them, nobody harass them, nobody go beat them up. They don't have them function, that's it. The people from the Pride community who are coming to Jamaica in August to have a wonderful time, people. I read it. They're ready for you guys already. Big parties flying out to Jamaica to enjoy the Pride Month in Jamaica, which is August. This is the 8th year. You're flying the flag. The university and the West Indies pushing the agenda. They are going to be the next politician in Jamaica. They're going to be the next lawyer, the next judge, the next lawmaker coming from West Indies University. So how come that is not a problem? The last ambassador had his partner. How come that wasn't a problem? People, something is not right. I believe something ain't not right. Is it that man do it, forget some vote for stir up something? So the Jamaican people just have something. So the Jamaican people them, can believe me, no humiliation is not too much for Andrew to win the election. The man have to win the election at all costs. It depends on you people. Get register and come out, come vote in a large number. 60%. I tell you that. So that you don't hear them. Two things you don't hear Andrew is talking about anymore right now. From him come back from go meet Kamala Harris. And she snub him in the Bahamas based on what we're reading at the paper. And the barefoot walk through the alleged barefoot walk and shake out your pocket and take off your shoes and the belt and your jacket at the airport, allegedly. You know what the Prime Minister talk about? Haiti. La da dee da dee da. People, you hear the Prime Minister talk about Haiti since he come back? I push the Haiti agenda like my lead. No, sir. I don't hear talk about Haiti. Another thing the Prime Minister don't talk about recently is the wireless thing, or to go cashless. That right there is just is in remission. In a sleep. It's like a sleeper cell. It just a wait for you. It need to be activated when they voted back in. It's just waiting for you to vote him back in to activate everything that is coming to you. Boot panic again. That's all I feel. That's my opinion. So guys, tell me what you think about this. What do you understand? We learn from this. It's a whole confusion, people. That's what we get from this. It's confusion. You don't go take these people money. You don't go side with them and say, yes, democracy and make all them big speech next to Kamala Harris. We're willing and we work with them. From in our 60s, we are you cool and we eye to eye, we work together with every. Yeah, man, we loud and clear. Till next time he says she don't want to meet you. So I go from that beautiful speech side by side that she said, boy, for your family at Jamaica, she used to come to Jamaica. And then this. Me don't understand that part there. The part I mean understand clearly is I'm sure you won't go to Saudi Arabia and see the pride flag flying there. You won't go to Saudi Arabia to enjoy no Pride Month there. I'm sorry. You better go to Jamaica. You won't go to Saudi Arabia and see anything like that there, right? Why? Why you won't go there and see that? Because they take a stand. They know what they want. It's either yes or no. They don't speak out of both sides of their mouths. A Saudi Arabian person would never speak like this. You hear Andrew is talking. You hear the African them attack. They know what they want. And they're not hiding it. Loud and clear. Who like it, don't like it, kick rocks. According to them, right? But with Andrew Onis, like I said, you won't go to Saudi Arabia and see the pride flag hanging. Nowhere. No U.S. Embassy. You cannot go celebrate the month there. They won't accept it. And other countries that don't accept that. Because the leaders really stand up on something. They know what they want. They don't wishy-washy. I look for something from the people in them country. And I look for something from them people over here. So I want you to understand me. China is not with that. And we have a relationship with China also. China, about a year ago, going 2 years ago, China banned all male, everybody on TV, like men that look like female. They pass a law where male must look like masculine gender and female must look feminine. And even in magazine and billboards and stuff like that. China bonfire upon that and they find, they build a law against it, people. So I tell you that China is against, so I repeat, China passed a law approximately 2 years ago. Same time they were passing law against the youth them who playing video game, like 4 hours per week, youths who are under 18 years old. Because China find out that the video game is messing up the youth, them brain, something where them create. So they might try to save their kids. So China copied a law. Your kid under 18 years old in China, 4 hours a week on video game. So they make the kids and go and be kids again, fling rock, stone and play in the dirt and all them thing there. Make kids be kids again. Same time, close by, them pass a law where If you're on TV as a man, you can't look like no woman. If you're a woman and on TV, you can't look like no man or no billboard, no magazine, no paper. Nowhere around there. China ban a law on that. So what me trying to say right there, China know what they want. Whether you like it or not. They stand for something. What is Jamaica standing for? Me not understand. Me not understand, people. It's confusing as hell. Me not understand. You go tell these people one thing. You up there Pierce Morgan, everything is nice and yeah. You don't take no stand. You don't take no stand. No, you don't take no stand and Pierce Morgan show. You never take a stand like, yes, I'm good. Or no, I'm not good. Like we here take a stand. Stop walk around it. Like we say, you better if you should talk to somebody from Saudi Arabia and some people, some other country that is against. They might tell you, or some country that is for it. They might tell you that, rah. You have countries that are for it, and when the Prime Minister talk, he might tell you point blank, he is for it. You have countries that are not for it, and you and the Prime Minister talking, they might tell you point blank, he is not for it. So when we're going to get a Prime Minister like that? Just tell me what's on your mind and speak the truth. Stop act like you play them people. Yeah? Then I take, me see somebody put in the comment section and say, none of the youth do not get their money there. You might be right. Because remember me do video and say, politicians over the years abuse grant money, Money not to pay back, And if you see how them take 300,000, a 300% raise, right where everybody has seen them. You saw them, you see them amount of money them take in a 300% raise, right before everybody. So you can imagine when them do the grant money, when nobody not see. We not see and who are grabbing them. How much about taking them. But we see right before I with them give themselves 300% raise, unconscionable. Nowhere else in the world. Wickedness on the back of poor people. Them never come in the office to get rich. And all of a sudden, they might tell me say they want to get rich. And them never, when they run, say, boy, vote for me, I get rich. No. All of a sudden, we must make them rich and give them mansion and cars and offshore account on the back of poor people. So what am I do with them grant money? Somebody say in the comment section, say, them you didn't see no grant money. You just might be right, family. And guess what I'm going to tell the people them say, the church people at Jamaica cool. Huh? Jamaica church people, since when? Yes, you might have some church out there where, but I just need them here church up on fire. So Andrew, where does get that from? So the church people in Jamaica really don't take sides. Don't take no position on the matter. And that you going to tell people, people, when you want the loan of foreign, and when you want the grant money from them, you know if you talk, brother. Skilled player. However, people, thank you for tuning in to this video. And as usual, I am a student in your guys' class. Make sure your comment makes sense in every sentence. If this is your first time on this here platform and you like what I do, me and my people in the comment section, like we always are involved and included. Go ahead and subscribe and make this place be your home. You don't have to do it right now, you can always check out other videos when we do. Check them out and come back and see if you saw where you want to be. Front room and wait for you. Subscribe. And if you don't like what we do, don't come here with a bag of doodoo. We don't want no trouble. Hit that button. Find a new page with your rage. Alright guys. Thank you so much. Alright guys.
Long-standing issue.
People, we have to take a stand in Jamaica, against something, either with for or against. Stop playing games. Stop playing games with people. Stop playing games. Can't fool me.
Can't fool me again.
Can't fool me.
You can't fool me again.
Take a stand.
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't.
Hold on, the people, I have something to tell you real quick. I did a video yesterday. Like the 10-minute video, about 10 minutes or 11 minutes. Where I show you, I came with my receipt. I also show you where the British ambassador said Jamaican politicians are bringing guns. You guys read it, right? I come with the receipt, I may always talk about that same topic. But some of you guys say, Carlos, I can't see it. I always share the article. So this time I actually make a video out of the article itself. In that article, people, it said they'll be sanctioning Jamaican politicians. Listen to what I say. They'll be doing what? Sanctioning Jamaican politicians. Now, like I said previously, when Jamaican politicians get sanctioned, people, and them alone get sanctioned, you know, it trickle down to we. We just read for you what is coming at us from the US. And this politician alone gets sanctioned. What I'm saying about sanction businessmen in Jamaica. So I don't know if it's people from the POSOJ will come to the US. They must sanction them. And them say it's going to be wider sanction. There'll be some casualty. Us, the people, get visa take away, man. I find himself fly out Jamaica, probably lose him travel document. It happened. A man a fly come up so come visit, go back down there, them take away some things they can't fly out again. It happened before. Because them can ratchet it up in the people. The US can really ratchet it up. Because the US want to make mess. They can really make trouble, you know. So that the people can get tired of you and you have to come out of office. I saw the US do it, you know. They start pick your piece. And the people them get tired of you, are blocking them chances of flying overseas, and them get rid of you. But I said, when I take these people money, I'm going to cozy meeting with them. You have to know, say, something for something. And nothing for something. You have to know where I get into. You're not a fool. I don't know if it's greed that is making you lose your mind or something. You should have known. I find me there. I'm in the government. I'm so I go on. Right? So you have to be careful with certain things. Too much of our black leaders get caught up with the same thing. Get caught up with the IMF, get caught up with America, get caught up with China. And, you know, we're not nowhere other people. We need to stand up. Let me tell you one of the biggest things with black leaders. Some of them is with dependency upon people. We have the money in our country to live up a country where we can be self-sufficient. Like Michael Mann, where you believe Michael Mann, the one to eat what we grow and be self-sufficient. Michael Mann was around people. It's when they depend people you top, you have to beg them and bow and beseech and say, Jesus Christ, when the ship start coming with the logo food now, what going to happen? Rice and the flour and them sitting there. Because we're not prepared. Ourselves. Send Jamaica, go farm, sustain the country. So people, any growth in the country, many black countries, politicians thief it out. Remember I tell about the 200 billion with a B that is escaping out of our country through mismanagement, misappropriation and corruption annually. So it tell me that the country will grow. $200 billion can missing. And the country still turn up. It tell me that if these money stop leak out of the country, people, we don't need to go get no IMF. So the other day, me see them go borrow money from IMF. My God. And you know in IMF, if you borrow money from IMF, it come with all type of things in it, including pressure in the country. Why are we getting caught up in this IMF agreement over and over again when Jamaica can sustain itself? But the money come, the money there, but politicians take it away. Then come out America, come beg money and come look around like we want grant for the youths them. We can't fund the youths them. We want money to feed poor people at Jamaica. We want money for this and for infrastructure and for economy. When money there, but politicians thief it away. So they're constantly playing this thing from our boy, black countries, you know, people. They thief the money and away and beg money from the US and live from the US like a leeches. They thief the money in them country, you know. Check how much country all this. Check how much money all these countries we are talking about. Many black countries, that's why I say the biggest threat to our survival as black people are black leaders, you know. You think of the white man? Ah, man, it take one of us to sell us out. Not a go on as well. The biggest threat to our survival is black leaders. They go behind our back. Sell us out overnight. Wake up new laws they run us up. We land gone, we sitting them gone. They go to this and they go to that. Fatten them pocket them and the family. While everybody else around them, meager and skinny. Peer sufferation around them. Look from Jamaica, man, the Caribbean to Africa, man. I see them thing to do, man. Enough black leaders, man. They don't lift up them people. Where you about this money when them cancer, and the first money I come for the youths in Jamaica, the at-risk youth them for crime prevention. I would like to know how they spend that money on the youths in Jamaica. I would like to know how they spend. When they do, give some era leader, some Dan man money if you go do it. I saw the money they're going to people. Just waste. Waste. Just like the money when them give politicians for going to them neighborhood for go fix culvert and do road and patch road and road banking. They might go to give them done after them thief out money type themselves. They give one left to alcohol contract to alcohol Dan man in the era. Then them hire some local people. Yo, we are cut road, you know, we need some people cut. People already a boss, so they want a job on the road for cut road. The Dan man already thief out film, then the thief and the people them. We never get value from money spent. From your boy till now. We need change, people. But what we worry about is the collateral damages from all this crap where Andrew owners are keep up. People that affect us. People, me say, I'm worried about the collateral damage coming from this. The shrapnel. You know, you may say, me worry about, you know, when I get an explosion and anything where blow up, you have to duck because it's not fly off and you have to stick up in you. Me worry about that part of it. Me worry about that part of our Guana. You know, because when because it's always the poor people that go feel the people. Me always worry about what I go on. It's the poor people that go feel it most. The rich guy, them thief enough money, them can't survive. When you can't fly America come buy, you look at goods, we always come up and come Miami, come buy. For run, go back to Jamaica, or down to LA, go buy. You go pack up your stall. When you can't come visit your brother up here so every month, because the US decides to type them and stuff. Now people come up every month and them. Don't look at things and go back down a yard there. Can't help themselves. You understand what I mean? We see our police, khaki clothes police up as upon roof. Khaki clothes police have come back and hustle too. Khaki clothes police. Khaki clothes police have a hustle. Missy khaki clothes police. Khaki clothes police. If you see that video, pick up yourself. Khaki clothes police have a hustle. So imagine if some man, you look at some food and put on the table, get swiped away because of politicians and them games with the country and them political games. They know what they want and get the people caught up in it. A serious thing I go on to people, and I don't take pleasure in it. Yeah, man, I that if you don't Andrew honest. No. Because if it happened to him, what will happen to me? We need to think though. We need to think. And pick a battle, choose a battle, because yes, we don't like Andrew honest, yes. We want him to come out of office, but still though, we are talking about country. In the back part of the head, your nation must always in it. Even though they might try to trick you again. Even though they never tell you about these engagements in a Bahamas or one over there. Jamaica don't tell you about them things. Yeah. But anyway. For me again. People, me love you.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
You know.
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them on the waste, almost a man to statue. Say we like a catch you, but bigger than a figure too. Take the skin to money, girl, and say that is not you. On the head, the man above him, up him, I got a bell. But it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. It burn me. 300% praise. It burn me. Garbage pile up the day. It burn me. Give the teacher them raise. It burn me. I see corruption please. It burn me. They mash down the people them house. It burn me. Every day appear arms out. It burn me. Appear money them a thief. It burn me. And them a sell out the beach. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time.
Big up Daniel Elliott and the community.
Can't for me again.
Big up Daniel Elliott and the community where I listen Jamaican Carlos for the big speaker there. Enough love. Really keep on me again. Yeah, man. Big up everybody else, so. BCS Smith, Cynthia B. Enough love.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again. What we gonna eat no money, what we at you in no at you. Covid money missing we in the liquor rat you. Use the youth them money based on most mantis statue. Say me like a cash but me got enough to got you. Take this skin money gal and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him a got a better but it in the kitchen some a five like a pot too. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. It burn me 300% free. It burn me garbage pile of the day. It burn me
Central Manchester, pick up yourself.
I see corruption please. It burn me mash down the people them house. It burn me every day appear arms out. It burn me appear money them a thief. It burn me and them a sell out with each.
Julie Downer, big up Julie Downer.
For me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
Hey.
You hold me down for a very long time.
Whoa.
Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come and say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan, no hell go mash up people start that thief for themselves.
It burn me.
On them treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
On them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Hey. May I tell us the donkey can't sing, you see? Hey.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
Hey.
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy
fool me
sugar,
again.
can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't
We're
buy
smarter.
time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again.
Can't fool
You
me.
can't fool me again.
Whoa.
Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money missing, we in the liquor rat you. Use the youth them money based on most mantis statue. Say me like a cash but me got enough to got you. Take this skin money gal and say that is not you. One day the man above end up him a got a better but it in the kitchen some a fly like a pot too. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption please.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
Can't fool me
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Oh no.
Can't fool me
Can't fool me
again.
again, people.
You can't fool me again.
Yo.
You hold me down for a very long
Knowledge is
time.
power.
Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You
Burn
touch
me.
up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come and say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start that thief for themselves.
It burn me.
On them treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
On them them a treat this old man.
It burn me.
How them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy life. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
I me say put that way we do, you make you do with that. All of the money you no take, you better give it back. All of the land you no take, you know we want it back. All of the beach you no take, you better give it back. And you no sign up for the conduct, we don't want you back. You know they clear you asset and we don't want you back. You copy fill in your pocket and we don't want you back. Have your hand deep in a corruption, we don't want you back.
People, it was a joy and a pleasure being here with the eye. And let me tell you one more thing before me left. Because I always like to teach you the stuff, you know. People, there are sanctions heading Jamaica way. It don't sound good. We have sanction from America. It look like it we don't know how to go on with this. I hope they figure something out. But you go look deep on that with America, you know. There are other things that is going on in Jamaica that a lot of people don't know and the news media don't talk about it. And let's go do some dig up and find some international news. You'll see a lot of stuff that is going on in your country. Are your country, you know? And we have to go deep. We get international news to find out what's going on in the country. Now, Alec Deripaska, the same brother who owned them, the Russians, what you say talk about the Russian backside man of Jamaica. Alec Deripaska, oligarch, Russian oligarch friendly Putin. Now, because of the war in Ukraine, you know the US sanctioned Russia. And you know some things are going on Jamaica on the backside. And I promise to come to you with some videos and some documents, you know. Serious, you know. I'm going to do research, you know. But what is going on in Jamaica, people? The US is serious about evasion, sanction evasion. When them sanction people, they might try to evade it. And who is assisting them to evade the US sanction? Remember the US, they eat them rice when they hot, you know. So when you hear Maxine Waters say that she's going to take back waiver from Deripaska, Russia, listen to me, there are a lot of things are going on. You have the war in Ukraine. This man is linked with Putin. And anything linked with Putin, they might cut out the foot off it. And the US is serious. Another thing why the US want to stop anything to help with the war. Because you can't get the backside if you're going to make aluminum, if you're going to help make more missiles or help them make more plane and stuff. Me read about that. Any rare earth, anything that is going to help the US, Russia and in its way, shape and form to further to carry out the attack on Ukraine, the US is serious about that. Do you hear me? Since the research I've read of hundreds of companies that get sanctioned. The small companies that have anything, those inventors, companies that make stuff that have anything to do with Russia and anything, people, in any way. Them sanction them. So sanction is coming to Jamaica. I read about it, and they were saying that anybody who help this Russian company in Jamaica, maybe small companies, we don't know what them do. Could be an engineering firm, could be a trucking company, could be companies that make anything to help with the backside mine. They are considering sanctioning them. So sanction is coming. And you know the US now play. And what is going on in Jamaica with its selling of the backside mine to the Chinese. The US not like them thing there. You understand me? So it seems as if They look at it as called sanction, evading sanction. You understand me? Sanction evasion. So one way for the Russian man they evade sanctions to sell his stuff to China. But hold on the people. Remember one time we are here say, they sell a bauxite mine. Remember somebody have Dr. John Lennon on my page several times. And Dr. John Lennon said, them sold. We reading in the paper too. A bauxite mine in Jamaica was sold for $1. Remember that. Do you really believe send a bauxite mine in the Royal herself for $1? Guess what I look pan? I'm a visionary tell me this. We don't see this no way, you know. But based on me, I read all type of stuff and me see cryptocurrency I come up. Me I read. Because that them I use to get around the evade the US sanction. Yes, it's all right. Like the China go buy this Russian stuff in Jamaica. They can't buy cash. Where am I put it in? Cryptocurrency, people. Dark money. So, how come them sell this bauxite mine for $1? So as me read. And I say, hold on there. Me reflect on it. Me say, oh, that bauxite mine when they sell what? Because people say, oh, come they sell bauxite mine for $1? Now I'm $1, man. You have to have $1 to put on paper. But I strongly believe it's cryptocurrency. People are reading. Trust me, everything out there, people. But now I go see it on Jamaica news. I tell you now. When I tell you, I go see the Jamaica news. But what I'm saying is this mine was sold in Jamaica for $1. And we have $1 say? Then the Jamaica government could buy your one of we overseas could buy it. People. Come on. You think about that sell a bauxite mine for $1? Don't think about it. Common sense. Make common sense prevail. People, you think they must sell a bauxite mine for $1? And as I read, I see the thing, cryptocurrency, I one of the things when they used to evade the US sanction. So this time now the US is serious about putting on their foot for who are evade it called sanction breaking or sanction evasion. And when I read, that me I see. So if anybody ever there Jamaica after the sanction, the US drop them sanction upon the company there, upon the brother there. Alec Derry Pascal. Anybody in the way or they help facilitate him breaking the sanction in any way. It made me ask, when I was reading, me never see this in the reading, but me say you kind of connect the dots as you read, and your eye open. Just like I'm read and me say, oh, so I don't believe that backside plant was sold for the $1. That's a cryptocurrency they use. That's my opinion. I think they use cryptocurrency to evade sanction and go under the radar so the US can't pick them up. Cryptocurrency, people. What we look for again? Let me tell you what we look for now. We copied. Yes, small companies up there, I go feel it. And the US don't take kindly of anybody I try to break the sanction. So as we read, it said, sanction coming for Jamaica. We're going to get to fear a sanction, share a sanction. People, me not tell no lie, people. Me not build up nothing. I read. All the documents are out there. US are serious about. Now the US is, that's why I say, Maxine Waters and all of them. What she said the other day. Said, all right, if you can listen what she has said. Them not in no joke. And if you listen to other man, them not in no joke. They are going for anybody who will facilitate sanction breaking. It's called sanction evading. And one of the things as I read that they used to evade sanction is using cryptocurrency. So when I read that, I say, hold on. That backside man in Jamaica, them claim themselves for $1. People, $1. It made me think twice and say, yeah. But if I understand, I say people. So I'm going to read a little piece of stuff for you. Because I like to read to you guys, I like to find the stuff that I read for you guys. most of these stuff you will not find in Jamaica. People. This is the Aluminum Insider. And it's August 1st, 2023. This is our August 1st, 2023. Guess what I'm going to know? Ripples from the United States government sanction and Rusal continue to radiate out from Moscow, reaching businesses across Europe and in North America, among other locals. Though the issue has yet to reach global headlines, Jamaica's West Indies alumina company Windalco may well be the next domino to fall in the Rusal sanction saga. Employing roughly 1,200 Jamaicans and providing the backbone for the island's alumina trade, the Windalco plant, currently operated by Rusal, is bracing for the fallout. With Rusal holding a 93% stake in the plant, Windalco's Yuatan Work and Kirkvine Alumina Refinery are significant players on the global aluminum market as well, providing 1.95 million metric tons of bauxite ore and 582,000 metric tons of alumina per year. According to comments by spokesman on mining, Philip Palwell, last week, the facility is planning for a possible technical default by Rusal, which may exacerbate to continuing declining in stock value and capitalization. Thanks to a dwindling number of potential buyers for Rusal's alumina, the Jamaica government is pushing for talks with Windalco Brass to devise a way forward should the situation continue to deteriorate. The government has already conducted a series of talks with other stakeholders regarding the sanctions with individuals and organizations, including Jamaica's Attorney General, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the U.S. Embassy, and the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Not all Jamaicans are expecting the worst vis-a-vis the late sanctions on Rusal. However, the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, President Vincent Marza, told local media last week that the United States government will eventually realize the fact that such sanctions will only harm Jamaica. They will exact a toll upon the United States market as well. The U.S. economy needs bauxite. The economy is growing, and as a result, that industry needs not only bauxite but aluminum. The president of the U.S. understands that putting in certain sanctions could hurt the U.S. economy. I don't think the powers that be in the U.S. will allow that to happen. Yeah, right. We don't know the U.S., man. Go sit on one side. We don't know, learn. Not gonna learn one day. We don't know the U.S. Yeah. So, people, it begged me to wonder also, since them coming off, as I was reading, them was coming off small business who facilitate the mining in Jamaica. I wonder if they might come off of banks too. I wonder if maybe that's why the brother with the bank the other day was winding down stuff and selling out this and selling out. Then he run it from the company, he step down, then he come back and he fire 2 man and this and that. I try. What could have caused that? What bank Windalco use in Jamaica? Because you have to have a bank for the workers. Payroll. What bank facilitate them? Do not the sanction. Do this U.S. sanction on this brother here, but own the backside man of Jamaica. What kind of bank them use? I wonder, can payroll run bank account? You see me I say? Then I wonder. I don't know people. I read and I wonder my brain I say, maybe. Maybe that's why the brother in the bank sell out stuff because them know where I go on. Them see where I go on from out there so. Just maybe. That's why I'm going to run up and down with like a chicken with the head cut off because sanction are come. There's a lot of information out there, people. I would have tell you guys to go and read all the time on my page, don't I? I tell you guys, just go read sometime, man. Just take out on the phone instead of watching like a video and stuff, man. Just get deeper in some stuff and ask your phone some question. The phone will answer you, you know. I'm going to show you something right now, so. This is May 29, 22 in Reuters, right? This is in Reuters. You call it Reuters. Some of you call it Reuters or Reuters. Kingston, May 23. Russian alumina giant Rusal has been making steady payments to Jamaica as part of a 2021 agreement to pay back production taxes it owes the government, according to Jamaica Transport and Mining Ministry, or the SHA. I want you to listen to me good. Or the SHA said, yeah man, Rusal, them are paying we good, everything good man, they are paying us. Rusal has paid about 45% so far of a $35 million bauxite production levy that it owes Kingston. Shaw told Reuters, they are current in payment, he said. They have been consistent. All right. I'm not read no further on that news, but I go on different news now. I read. Come tell you some of the research, things will pop up. So that is so now may I say peace now with Zara Burton do 80 degrees north. Here comes Zara Burton again, people. Recent international measures designed to cripple the Russian economy could stymie efforts by Jamaica to collect millions of US dollars in future bauxite levy revenue from US Rusal at a time when the aluminum giant already has a backlog of monies owed. Even before the invasion of Ukraine, the country's mining ministry revealed that only late last year did the company begin settling its bauxite production levy debt in government of Jamaica. That was been understanding since 2018. That has been outstanding since 2018. Listen to me again. Let me read again. Even before the invasion of Ukraine, the country's mining ministry revealed that only late last year did the company begin settling its bauxite production levy debt to the government of Jamaica that has been outstanding since 2018. Based on details of the payment plan presented in the ministry's press release, 80 Degrees North estimates that after the US $13.7 million payment by the company in November, representing about 40% of the debt, the amount still owing would be somewhere between 16 to 18 million or 2.5 to 2.8 billion Jamaican dollars, assuming other monthly payments since then. La da dee da da da. Observers say the prospects of collecting the revenue would dim even further if U.S. sanctions previously lifted on the company in 2019 get reimposed. So you hear Maxine Waters say again, she going to lift the levy, she going to take away the waiver, that is sanction. So we're not going to get no money. But all the Shah said, yeah man, them pay them current. Them current. So you see, them in a bed with them. Too much bed. So if you have a life in this Russian company, can't trust you, bro. Remember the food fight in the US and Russia now, our fight, And a food fight. Remember me I tell you say, and a food fight. But you don't need to lie to nobody. I mean, no get yourself in it, no get in it, just speak the truth. Not true people. But because of them politicians are deep in a corruption and everybody pocket, every businessman who come in the country pocket, they just, they will do anything. The US also, Jamaica also asked the US if them could buy the Russian company. And that would be considered sanction breaking. Some of them know that are going on. So, may I read another piece, the US sanction and Rusal of concern to Guyana and Jamaica. The government of Guyana and Jamaica have expressed concern about the economic implication for local bauxite alumina production of the US sanctions recently imposed on Rusal and its owner, Oleg Deripaska. You hear the man's name? Oleg Deripaska. In Guyana, Rusal owns 90% of the Berbice-based Aroma Bauxite Company of Guyana, Inc., producing and shipping 1.5 million tons of calcined bauxite in 2017 to the Rusal-owned Nikolaev refinery in the Ukraine. So in Ukraine, take it to. In Jamaica, in 2017, Rusal's operations produced 1.95 million tons of bauxite at the Uratan's refinery. 1.5 million ton in Guyana and 1.95 million ton in Jamaica. Uratan produced 0.65 tons of alumina. In addition, Rusal agreed in 2016 to sell its Alpart alumina refinery in Jamaica to China's state-owned GISCO. People just want to say Trump slapped some sanction on them. Remember, say Trump did do it, Stop some wicked sanction on them, some people here, as a way of deepening business relationship with China. So, okay, in 2016, Rusal agreed in 2016 to sell its Alpart alumina refinery in Jamaica to China's state-owned GISCO as a way of deepening its business relations with China. The concern about Rusal's ability to continue to operate follows a Trump administration decision on April 6th. Listen good. The U.S. do not take sanction breaking lightly. The concern about Rusal's ability to continue to operate follows a Trump administration decision. So after Trump administration decision on April 6th that imposed a range of sanctions on a number of Russians with close connection to the Kremlin. The sanctions have far-reaching implications on Russia's global operation. The sanctions cover 7 individuals, including Mr. Deripaska, 12 companies they own or control, and 17 senior Russian government officials. According to the U.S. government, those sanctions supported the Russian state in malign activities around the world. The Treasury Department warned that U.S. entities would be generally prohibited from dealings with the persons and firms on the sanction list, while adding that companies outside the United States could face sanctions for knowingly facilitating significant transaction for or on behalf of the sanctioned entities. Remember 2017, some Trump sanction, but which bank? I work with them. I just question me ask. Me don't know people. Me don't come for cause of confusion. I just question me ask as me read. Because things must make sense on my platform. So let me read again. The sanction covered 7 individuals, including Mr. Deripaska, 12 companies they own or control, and 17 senior Russian government officials. According to the U.S. government, those sanctions supported the Russian state in malign activities around the world. The Treasury Department warned that U.S. entities would be generally prohibited from dealings with persons and firms on the sanction list, while adding that companies outside the United States could face sanctions for knowingly facilitating significant transactions for or on behalf of the sanctioned entities. Make sense out of that, people? Let's read the phone now. The ambiguous wording of this decision has led companies around the world, from metal exchange to banks. I read for you again. The ambiguous wording of the decision has led companies around the world, from metal exchange to banks, to declare force majeure, withdrawing from their contractual obligations and reassign the directorship. You wonder why some bank fire some people and put some people back and this and that. Me don't know how I go on people. I'm just saying. I read and mess thing up my head, people. Maybe some bank get rid of some man and change around some stuff and take with themselves and put back there and come back and make a difference. And me don't know what I go on. I just read married. I read married people. So the ambiguous wording of the decision has led companies around the world, from metal exchange to banks, to declare force majeure, withdrawing from their contractual obligations. So whatever contract them and them people they have, their Pasca company, any company him have, any contractual agreement you have, companies all over the world get from that to not to cross the US like a sanction breaking or evasion. Hey, Wayne, me live, you know? Me live on ear, you know? Yeah, me live on ear. You have something to say?
Yes. What am I talking about? US want them to have the same sex thing. Nothing never go like that. Nothing on the table never drawn like that, man. They need to stop that, man.
Mm-hmm.
They did not come and say nothing to him about no sex marriage, man. The Jamaicans need to stop it, man.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get to the real story, man, and stop propaganda, man.
What is to talk to me, Wayne? My brother.
That is not nice. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. When they're talking things that they do not know about.
Mm-hmm.
Do your researches and let him come out. So why Andrew don't come out and say why the two diplomats came down to Jamaica to speak to him? Why he don't come out and say that?
Well, nothing in answer, Wayne. As you can see, if you go on the highway, if you go find information. On the international highway, if you go find information.
Right. Since you was going to Brussels and they stop you and you have to do all of that through immigration, why you never come out and said, okay, this is the reason why the two diplomats comes and we speak and we never reach no alternative or we never reach no terms. But we're going to have a second meeting. It's nothing about no same-sex nothing. And let the Jamaicans them feel free and comfortable because they still have that in their mentality. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if they come with the flag. They can walk with the flag. Anybody can walk with it. I can buy a bag and the bag have those flags.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see a lot of people walk with it. You have people that goes to the parade and cheer and make noise because people just go there for excitement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they don't come to you with it, you feel free. You know, and they're not going to do that.
That's true.
They will come to you and hello, how are you? And they will talk to you.
Yeah. I've been around that situation before.
Of course. They will. You know, they're one of the nicest people.
Yes, we never have no problem with them people. And I lie.
They
And I
are
lie
one of
people. I swear to God. We talk to them. So they coolest people. So I swear to God. Look, let me tell you something. I used to work with them. When I used to have gutter companies in California, I've worked with several of them because they used to live in my community. It's called the Laurel District in Oakland. The Laurel District was a nice neighborhood, right? So they started to move from San Francisco, come across Oakland, they started to make that community their home. I used to work for them, do gutter work. And people, they make believe, say, when time to get me pay, just like them say me pay same place. Them open the side gate, them gonna work, you know. When they got them yard, they pretty like something from a magazine.
They want
they got them yard people. They yard like a sort of the magazine. And the money, me check, I left right hand there, the mat, run a back there. And I do them work, me clean up, put them new gutter, take the old gutter, gone with the gun and dump. My money is there. Me lock back the gate, and me gone. Come back later, come when them come home, come give them the invoice, I left the invoice. Never have a problem with the people.
No, they're nice people, man. They're lovable people.
Never have a problem.
They're very lovable people and they're clean. They're one of the cleanest set of people I ever see.
Me got them yard and it come something with a magazine, you know, around them yard, you know. Me not lie, Wayne. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, tell me final thought because I finish read something here, Wayne.
I'm just saying Jamaicans must come out and let the Prime Minister talk why the two diplomats came to Jamaica and want to talk to him. Come out and say that. Then you can talk about what they do you in the immigration and why they do that to you in the immigration. Because if there's no diplomat come there to meet you, that means something is wrong.
Something wrong, man. Something not right.
Is wrong.
I mean, hey, Wayne, something not add up. Something don't smell right.
Something don't smell right.
A fish me a smell. Fish.
It smell like Riverton dump.
All right.
Come on, man.
You're right, my brother.
U.S. diplomat come to meet you.
Something
They're
right.
going to be there. They are going to be there.
Wayne, that's why I say, don't come to me with no because they want to push this gay agenda. Go with that.
Yeah.
Because look here, August we in and now. Look here, right now, August, the people, pride community are pop right now at Jamaica. Nobody now hurt them. They go to Jamaica, go have a wonderful time.
Of course.
So a mixed signal. All right, you go to the embassy, the flag flying in the Jamaican wind. Just recently, them have something about university youths. Them the youth up at university, and them have become judge and doctors and politicians tomorrow. Them up at university have them thing up there. You hear the Prime Minister talk a while ago to Pierce Morgan and say, even the church not take no position. So you're right, Wayne. Something else not smell good.
Something don't smell good, man. And he need to come out and address it and let the Jamaican people them be at ease. He need to come out. If you cannot do it, let one of your ministers come out and do it. But we want to hear it from you because you're the one that met with the two guys. We don't know what you guys talk about. Come out and set the people them in Jamaica mind at ease.
Yes, that's true.
Stop beat around the bush and come out with your stupid thing about his gender, this and gender that I make the people and put the people them head with nonsense. Come on. We've been friendship with US too long.
Why you look right to them,
too long. US help us so many times. US help us a lot of times.
Yeah.
From Manly days, before Manly come all the way down. And this is what you're going to say? Come on, man. Come out and be free. And let the people then be free in Jamaica. And let them know the honest truth.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Win.
Stop hide, man. Come out and say, be a man of your word.
Yeah.
Stop being like Nicodemus.
Yeah.
Come out.
Go out that closet.
Come out.
Where's the go out that closet?
Come out that garbage. Stop rubbling there like a little rodent, man. Come out. I let the people them know. Have a press conference like when the White House men they look over here when anything happens. The president come out or the secretary come out and they talk.
And take up all a position and stick with
and
it.
Them a position.
All a position. They could know what a position a whole. Because we don't know, you know.
Yeah.
It's shaky.
You can have a press conference. You can. You don't have to go inside the garden house. You can come out. Because you must have a garden or a lawn that you can put the thing out and talk.
Yes,
and
man.
make people hear. Come on.
Yeah, man.
I've set the people in mind at ease.
You're right.
The people them waiting too long for this. Come on, Andrew. Be a man of your word.
Yeah.
You said the labor right don't have nothing to hide. Come out and tell the people them why.
You're right.
Come out.
when you look right to the... I want to come out of the closet. Stop play around. Come out of that closet, yeah, man.
If you're in the closet, come out and let Jamaican people know. They can't do you nothing. It's your preference.
Yeah. Yeah, just come out and say something. Whatever you say. Just say whatever, bro. Is it that you're for it? Because when you have leaders in Africa, Saudi Arabia, and all over this world will say no to the pride community. Right. They're going to come out and they're going to know their position. You have leaders who support the pride community. They will, and you will hear them position. But, brother, what kind of St. Andrew is that about? We don't understand what kind of thing in the play this and people want to play with me.
Do Andrew know that the pride people them are one of the most people them that will come and support you in anything? Do you know that?
You beat around the bush.
They will come out in their thousands.
The man wobbly.
And support you.
Christopher Lama, the man wobbly, brother. Wobbly, shaky. We don't understand when the man deal with.
You know, Andrew don't know that those pride people, they are very powerful, man. They're powerful together.
Oh, yes.
They are very powerful.
Oh, yes. Yes, people, they are.
Oh, they are very powerful. And they let their voice be heard.
Yeah, they don't hold it down, people.
They don't hold nothing. So come out, Andrew.
No, pride community, they don't hold it back. If I fight, people, if I fight, they will be on the road tomorrow morning. If I Supreme Court, they will go there, people. They're not free.
And your honest, I give you from today, Tuesday to Friday, to come up with a press conference and let the people in Jamaica know. Let them know the truth.
Yes, you not tell the truth.
Let them know the truth.
True win. Respect that, you know.
King.
Respect what you say.
Why you have to go through this and why you have to go through that and why you because you have a diplomat passport. That don't have nothing to do with it. Let the people them know why they came to talk to you.
What have you do?
Let them know.
Look here, Mr. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne, for calling in. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I appreciate you.
All right, no problem. Okay.
People don't even know who that called already a while ago. It's a very important Jamaican overseas. I do very important work. Sometimes I'm proud of my people and the type of work what they take on over here, people. I never explain what kind of work the man do. But Wayne is taking on some big type of work where, as a country, I'm proud of them as a Jamaican. Them man make the country proud. The level this man take the flag. Continue to do your work, Wayne. No one has a respect, my brother. So, you better write the truth. You better write to Reggae Sunsplash. We just read for a while ago. It's like, the man answer the question. He leave Jamaica people wonder, well, maybe the Prime Minister in that. Well, maybe the Prime Minister in that. But when we are watching Prime Minister over here, Prime Minister in that. But no, man, the Prime Minister, this say, him now, this look here, man. You have leaders who are for or against anything. They will come out and let their people know what they are for. Too much darkness, wobbliness, shadiness going on in Jamaica. So we most people, I was with the backside mind. We get back there, catch up back, people. These sanctions, people. A lot of things going on in Jamaica, they don't come out and tell we nothing, you know. We have to go up on the international highway, go find the stories them. But we go dig them up and come give them. So the ambiguous wording of the decision has led companies around the world. Remember me that real a while ago? That after US sanctioned Mr. Derry Pascal. Based on the Russian involvement, him and the Kremlin, man, Russia, brethren, man, the boss of Russia, brethren, and Putin, and the invasion of Ukraine. I already tell you about the US is serious about sanction breaking or sanction evasion. The US is serious about companies or countries who is helping Russia in the war in any way, shape, or form, whether you send metal or screw, a piece of wire, anything, some dirt, we're going to turn into aluminum. Some dirt, we're going to turn into aluminum. Anything that is going to help the Russia in the war with Ukraine, anything that is going to help them, the US is serious on that. Another big thing, like I said, the US is very serious on. US does sanction people. They have police will walk around and make sure so the sanction are hit you. And any sanction breaking, you get sanctioned. If you have a company that work with them after the sanctions was imposed, and you know, say them sanction, but a lot of people try to go around the curb and work around the corner and think they can go around the US, evading sanction. US don't take that lightly. And if you help them to evade sanction, they will look at you like treat you like you're a traitor, you know, to them, you know. You can't be a friend with the US when I help some other people break their sanction. So that's serious, people. That's something else we are looking at expect. So let me read this. So the ambiguous wording of the decision has led companies around the world, from metal exchange to banks, to declare force majeure, withdrawing from their contractual obligation and resigning directorship, and with unpredictable consequences for payments to suppliers and the extension of de-risking decisions in the future. Guyana and Jamaica respond. If in Guyana, the government has expressed uncertainty about implications for the company's operation noting that it is a significant employer of labor and export earnings. The country's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Carl Greenridge, as quoted by Stabrook News, has saying that government was concerned about the long-term implication but did not have any definitive information. We are still trying to pluck out of the ear essentials and then to get an informed analysis of what implication this has, he said. The Guyana Times reported that locally based members of Russal's management said that the company awaiting word from its Moscow office, but that it was too early to ascertain what impact the sanction could have on the company's operation in Guyana. According to publication, stripping and stockpiling of bauxite continues, but the barges which take the product to the coast for shipping out of the country are not being loaded. So like companies try to take themselves, who load them barge? Maybe the loading company who transport it. Now have nothing to do with this a sanction and roll over them and crush them like a. So the company is currently making significant investment to upgrade plant and equipment. Wow. In Jamaica, the Ministry of Transport and Mining, Robert Montague, and officials are trying to ascertain the possible impact of the U.S. decision on Wildalco, with a 93% owned by UC Russell. The company mines bauxite and has 2 alumina plants. 2 years ago, it sold its Alport refinery in St. Elizabeth to the Chinese company Gisco. In Jamaica, there is also concern that early U.S. tariffs on imports on steel and aluminum imports into the U.S. could have direct and indirect economic implications for Jamaica. Opposition figures have questioned whether U.S. $320 million Gisco investment to expand the alumina plant, the Alport alumina plant, to establish downstream manufacturing activities and a related economic zone could also be under threat. And nothing under threat. Let me tell you, so when the U.S. strike them sanctions, enough collateral damages, including us people, including us. Remember, we have nothing to do with Russia stuff in America, you know. We don't have nothing to do, we never got Russia yet. Most of we never have a Russian friend. So we don't know the people them like that. You know? Ukraine, see where we see it in the news, or on the news, we see it now. You understand me I say? So, Jaja. But anyway, people, all these things can come back and bite we in the butt, people. We are small people. We are small fries. People want to look at visa. And if I want to come once a year, come visit the family, come do the local shopping or whatever, and over there, I understand a Jamaican call us and talk to you, know. I hustler too. So I know my people, them, I strive for a better life, and them get a little piece of paper in them and I say, Mama, I gone up so this month again. I go 4 months, I go up there for me back here. And when they go up there and they come back down, them say, boy, me I take your travel documents because them big boy are play. And when elephant are play, and go small fries get crushed. Do you understand me? So, let me read this. People, there's a lot of things going on. And like I said, we don't want to get caught up in it. Like my brother Wayne call and say, we wish these guys that come tell the people them some things. Because there's so much things that go on people from all about. Me already read about the England, the British sanctioned for politicians who are bringing in guns. Make sure that 2 years the guys have brought documents. It's there. So when they find out, say, okay, I can figure out England, it's there. No wonder why Canada refused to give we a visa waiver to come out them country. Do you understand what I say? So we wonder why this is why that if England sanctioned, we more than likely Canada jump into. What do you? We're not to them people there. Where the drop-ins? US, Canada, England, big dogs then. Every British say, look here, Canada, we are sanctioned them. Remember me just play the thing for only yesterday, people, and I brought documents in my video yesterday. Show you where Jamaican politicians are bringing in guns. The British ambassador tell me that the last one we left. Me have my documents, my proof to me yesterday, me show it. And in those paperwork I showed yesterday, when you see party night we say, sanction a come for Jamaican politician and business. So, and let me read for you again. Whenever politician and business people get sanctioned, the sanction get wider. And it's always us. The bottom feeder. It's always a little man who come visit. They may look at food on the side while they up like the police or where the car keep closed, where do the roof work, the sun and up. You can't be a big old inspector or police that the power roof was work like a dirty boy. But that's, and I mean if you say that. You work for your hard bread, your honest bread. And you probably get more working on the roof up there so than you get as a police officer. That's why you're up here. You would not do that work there if the police force was good. God damn it, that's you have to leave. Police have to lift up here so come clean doo-doo and go back to Jamaica. Police have to take the vacation and come clean doo-doo to make all ends meet. We want a better country than that, people. So I open the eyes to the people and show them some things. Sanction will come somewhere. So I hope a thing will come to Jamaica. Political corruption will bring us sanction. Based on what I read for you yesterday, out of Britain, British ambassador say, Jamaican politicians are bringing guns. You know how long me I tell you that? Well, yesterday I bringing the document again in the form of a video. It's about 10-11 minutes, people. It's on the page right on YouTube. You can go watch it and read for yourself. It's there in writing, clear as day. And if I ever post the date and where it came from the Gleaner. I even post the date so you guys can go to the Gleaner and read the entire article. It's there. All these things are in plain sight. I even post the Gleaner where it come from and the date. Why you think I do that? So you guys who do study and who seek information like myself can go search that and read for you. There's a lot of information there in that, more than what I posted. Go and read the Gleaner article and get the entire information right there. There's a lot of things that is going on in Jamaica and the people don't know. There's a lot. We don't know. So right now they know. Come tell us if the Prime Minister, what with the Prime Minister of the US? How come they never tell me, say, Kamala Harris never talk to the Prime Minister in the Bahamas, she didn't want to meet him, not even take a picture with him? How come? How come I go to the Prime Minister, fuck all people in the head like the Prime Minister is against the gay community, but at the same time, the Prime Minister never speak like that. The Prime Minister don't take no position. The Prime Minister don't take position. The Prime Minister needs to, like Wayne said, the Prime Minister needs to come out.
I believe strongly against discrimination. The truth is that
You don't talk like this.
Strongly against discrimination. The truth is that our history has been one where we as a people have been discriminated against. So the conversation about tolerance, protecting people's rights, particularly human rights, is one that we take seriously. And Jamaica is evolving. 10 years ago, there would have been a much harder line on the issue of homosexuality, particularly from a religious perspective. Yeah. But I think that over the last 10 years of conversation, the society is openly discussing the issue. And views are changing. The church in Jamaica does not have a unified position. It is evolving. There is discussion in our parliament now regarding the change to a specific piece of
legislation. Would you like personally, as the Prime Minister, to see it decriminalised?
What I would like to see is the process being further opened to bring more people into the discussion. It is a very sensitive issue, but my job as a Prime Minister is to ensure that the human rights of every single person within the country is protected that the constitutional rights are guaranteed.
It's hard not to feel discriminated against if something about your very identity is deemed illegal.
Well, the truth is, as I've said, not just in Jamaica, but in other countries, there is a process that is taking place. And what I would want the rest of the world to recognize is that there is a legal process that we are going through. And it helps really when we have this kind of conversation and it is done in a way where there's also respect for the process. Remember, it took the UK many years, centuries, to change your laws. And we're going through that process. We're in different stages.
Can you see a point where it will be decriminalized?
My view is that the generations are changing. Their access to information, they're traveling more, they're experiencing more, and they have a stronger view,
Answer the question,
as I said,
man.
about discriminating.
When I look at Andrew,
in Jamaica believes.
I believe just like my brother Wayne calling and say a while ago. You see why the brother say him to come out and tell the people in my position? All this nonsense. Come on, come make us know what my prime minister stand, brother. We would like to know what my prime minister stand on certain things, brother. Stop trying to play we, then you play them. You can't play we. Listen to brother one more time, yeah.
Against discrimination. The truth is that our history has been one where we as a people have been discriminated against. So the conversation about tolerance, protecting people's rights, particularly human rights, is one that we take seriously. And Jamaica is evolving. 10 years ago, there would have been a much harder line on the issue of homosexuality, particularly from a religious perspective. Yeah. But I think that over the last 10 years of conversation, the society is openly discussing
the life of the church.
And views are changing. Listen. The church in Jamaica does not have a unified position.
Is that true?
It is evolving.
Is that true, church people, that they don't have a unified position?
Discussion in our parliament now regarding the change to a specific piece of
Would you
legislation.
like personally, as the Prime Minister, to see it decriminalised?
What I would like to see is the process being further open to bring more people into the discussion. It is a very sensitive issue, but my job as a Prime Minister is to ensure that the human rights of every single person within the country is protected that the constitutional rights are guaranteed.
It's hard not to feel discriminated against if something about your very identity is deemed illegal.
Well, the truth is, as I've said, not just in Jamaica, but in other countries, there is a process that is taking place. And what I would want the rest of the world to recognize is that there is a legal process that we are going through. And it helps really when we have this kind of conversation and it is done in a way where there's also respect for the process. Remember, it took the UK many years, centuries, to change your laws. And we're going through that process. We're in different stages.
Can you see a point where it will be decriminalized?
My view is that the generations are changing. Their access to information, they're traveling more, they're experiencing more, and they have a stronger view, as I said, about discriminating against people. So I think where we have a commonality is that there should be no discrimination. But I think there should also be a respect for the process that is taking place in Jamaica as a democratic society, as a society that believes in freedom and the protection of human rights.
Boris, let me just ask you, Jeff.
What you guys make out of that answer? In the comment section, anybody, educate the community. We are in a group together, me and the people in the comment section. Somebody tell me what to make out of the comment. That's what the Prime Minister just said a while ago. Can't be trusted, speaker box too high to listen, demolition man. That's why I said, tell where you make from this, because we are trying to, string it up, put it together to see what position the Prime Minister hold. What position him hold? Onus has been trampling on the rights of the Jamaican people. Daisy Magazine. True. Me late for class, the notification, Letitia Elliott. Me sorry, me don't know what I go on. Andrew is afraid. Kate M said that. Christian just say, yes, Debbie. And I'm here talk to her, sir. Keith Salmon say, a pure double talk and deflection. And that me I get to. Keith, and that you get that too? Daisy. And Daisy Magazine. And to dance around the question. Darren Elliott say, you have box up tune. Debbie said the crook did not answer not one question. He never answered the question at all. Global Prayer Connection said he tried to go around the question. He didn't answer any of the questions. Wow. And him also told the church people and I want to know if the church people in Jamaica really know that the Andrew Owners is going overseas, going to tell these people that the church don't hold a position. Kate M said, in a nutshell, Andrew agree out one off side of his mouth. That's true. May I get that too? In wobbly. Shirley Bogle said, Eli not cutting straight. Trying to be slick. Christopher Lawman said he's talking sideways like a crab. Yes, you see, Unana idiot. He only has one answer to the question, as it's all double speak and deflection. You see, and no matter how them change, they pull him back to the question. They reset him. So, you know, not now I come out of this, brother. Man, you ever say man a skill? You ever say Andrew a skill? What he do? Remember Carlos, and I first me I tell them together, man.
About the Commonwealth and how important you view it, and indeed our Queen here.
Because
I could believe strongly against discrimination.
One more time.
The truth is that our history has been one where we as a people have been discriminated against. So the conversation about tolerance, protecting.
More the Christian people them here or the Prime Minister. When those dinner they made the Christian the church of Jamaica burn out certain things, you know. I want to hear or the Prime Minister go up on Pierce Morgan show and tell Pierce Morgan say, oh, no hold no position on the issue. Like, okay. Listen.
Those rights, particularly human rights, is one that we take seriously. And Jamaica is evolving. 10 years ago, there would have been a much harder line on the issue of homosexuality, particularly from a religious perspective. Yeah. But I think that over the last 10 years of conversation, the society is openly discussing the issue. And views are changing. The church in Jamaica does not have a unified position. It is evolving. There is discussion in our parliament.
No, not the church. Me say I just did a day, me see the church in Jamaica, I burn on certain. The man go tell Pierce Morgan lie on the church, brother. Me that piss off me if me a Christian like a only. Me that be mad. People say me a Christian, me that mad. You know hear the man say? The man said church no own a position.
Adding the change to a specific piece of
Would you
legislation.
like personally, as the Prime Minister, to see it decriminalised?
What I would like to see is the process being further opened to bring more people into the discussion. It is a very sensitive issue, but my job as a Prime Minister is to ensure that the human rights of every single person within the country is protected and that the constitutional rights are guaranteed.
It's hard not to feel discriminated against if something about your very identity is deemed illegal.
Well, the truth is, and as I've said, not just in Jamaica, but in other countries, there is a process that is taking place. And what I would want the rest of the world to recognize.
Hold on, people. Eli good still enough. Can't debate. You can't tie him up. People like can't tie up Eli for nothing. Maybe we could hear the other part of the debate, the argument here, when we talk about Commonwealth. But we want that part of a soak in good enough. Because this causes confusion in the country. And we don't want a bad blood between the US and America. We can't afford it, brother. You have enough of we live over here. We have to go back and forth, brother. Not this time. We not go back there, so we not go there, so. It never happened yet in our history. We're not going there, not now. Jamaican people are
I believe strongly against discrimination.
Listen,
The
man.
truth is that our history has been.
Look, me just want the church people if you listen. All the prime minister, I mean, look here, me not gonna say him lie. Cause you know some of the pastor Jamaica, me don't know when I start about in a closed doors, you know. But church people, if there's any truth to this, you let me know if you guys don't hold a position upon this. Want all the Christians and listen. You guys don't hold a position upon this. No position no hold. Like anything goes. Listen to Andrew Onis. It's gonna tell the man, say, you church people, the Christian, the church, religious community, don't hold no position on it. Like, oh, it's okay. I mean, the world is changing. It doesn't bother us. Listen to this.
One where we as a people have been discriminated against. So the conversation about tolerance, protecting people's rights, particularly human rights, is one that we take seriously. And Jamaica is evolving. 10 years ago, there would have been a much harder line on the issue of homosexuality, particularly from a religious perspective. Yeah. But I think that over the last 10 years of conversation, the society is openly discussing the issue. And views are changing. The church in Jamaica does not have a unified position. It is evolving. There is discussion in our parliament now regarding the change to a specific piece of legislation.
Would you like personally, as the Prime Minister, to see it decriminalised?
What I would like to see is the process being further opened to bring more people into the discussion. It is a very sensitive issue, but my job as a Prime Minister is to ensure that the human rights of every single person within the country is protected and that the constitutional rights are guaranteed.
It's hard not to feel discriminated against if something about your very identity is deemed illegal.
Well, the truth is, and as I've said, not just in Jamaica, but in other countries, there is a process that is taking place. And what I would want the rest of the world to recognize is that there is a legal process that we are going through. And it helps really when we have this kind of conversation and it is done in a way where there's also respect for the process. Remember, it took the UK many years, centuries, to change your laws. And we're going through that process. We're in different stages.
Can you see a point where it will be decriminalized?
My view is that the generations are changing. Their access to information, they're traveling more, they're experiencing more, and they have a stronger view, as I said, about discriminating against people. So I think where we have a commonality is that there should be no discrimination. But I think there should also be a respect for the process that is taking place in Jamaica as a democratic society, as a society that believes in freedom and the protection of human rights.
Boris, let me just ask you generally about the Commonwealth and how important you view it, and indeed our Queen here, who's now in her 90s. And
look, the Queen now is in her 90s before the Queen did this, you know. Look, people, listen to the interviewer. Piers Morgan have beat him. Can I talk about, let's say that enough. After this video. We see my Piers Morgan talk about the Windrush and how England treat the people of Jamaica. Andrew want to say, take the position in there now.
Still going strong, but lots of issues going forward about who will be the head of the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth is a very important grouping of nations. And for Jamaica, we maintain our presence and participation in the Commonwealth for many strategic reasons. We're a small developing country. It is important to have a group of friends, to have a family association. And then as I said earlier, we have shared values. There's a changing international context. You have Brexit. So you
switch again,
meaning the British people have to now figure out where will be your sphere of influence. For many years, your attention was not so much on the Commonwealth. It may very well be that post-Brexit, you will have to focus on the more than 1.5 billion people who are in the Commonwealth, who are, 2/3 of the population are below 30 in the Commonwealth. That's a powerful growing market. That could be a
You see that
future engine for economic opportunities.
Right.
So Jamaica's position is that we see it as something of strategic value for us.
Yeah. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, it's good to talk to you this morning.
My pleasure
for
being with
joining
you.
us in the
Yeah,
studio.
thank you for coming in.
People, tell me what you think about your most right honorable Prime Minister.
Jamaica believes strongly against discrimination. The truth is that...
And you tell me, people, what you think about your dear Prime Minister? When we think about him in this interview, the Prime Minister don't own a position. And that's what I read about. The Prime Minister don't own a position. Like I said, if it comes to some other countries, them know what them stand for, them know what they want, them are going to answer that question. Is either them for it or against it? They people in the country is going to know. Andrew Honest, some people in the country think the man is not for it. Some people think say he's for it. It's just confusion. So I believe Wayne, where I agree with Wayne who called. Wayne called and say, you know what? Call us. The man just need for us come out of the closet, brother. Come out, come tell me what you're into, what you believe in. Which way Jamaica have to go. And that's what we see. Stop confusing people. What you're into, what you believe in. You know? We play donkey song again, yeah, man. Bomb me again. One more time. Can't fool me. Can't fool me.
You can't fool me again.
Nah.
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste a must a man to statue. Say we like a catch you, but we got in a figure you. Take this bit of money, girl, and say that is not you. One day the man above end up, him not got up. Too much eating at the kitchen, some a five like a pot too. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption peace.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them out.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
No more.
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime.
Can't buy nothing.
Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Hey.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again.
Yes, sir.
You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The other the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, them rapidly down in a whatever. Member bowl money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go people start like thief with them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sun man.
It
Burn me. It burn me. People, what a day.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste a must a man to statue. Say we like a catch you, but they got in a figure you. Take this bit of money, girl, and say that is not you. One day the man above end up, him a got up. Too much eating at the kitchen, some a fly by like a pot too. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% free.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption peace.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them out.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rough and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police dog a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
On the TV market man,
It burn me.
on them a treat the cat man,
It burn me.
on them treat the peanut man,
It burn me.
on them a treat the dirt man,
It burn me.
on them a treat the son man,
It burn me.
on them a treat policeman,
It burn me.
how them a treat soldier man,
It burn me.
how them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't.
People, you know what? You know me have a vision for Jamaica because I love my country, you know. I don't know if I know they are foreigner. I don't have a nice vision for the country. I don't know whatever the vision is. But I know it's something beautiful. Most of us right there, so. I have a beautiful vision for Jamaica, you know. So I write this song, I know someone don't hear it for the first time, but
A-I-C-A.
a long time I have that song, you know. I want to hear this song, people. I wrote this song for a beautiful Jamaica. It named Jamaica Up and Running.
Oh, Father. Jamaica land we love.
Love Jamaica.
Jamaican call us again. Yo, yo, yo. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with your mighty hand. How did I yard and brand? Jamaica to the world. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. 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 Everybody love Jamaica, everybody wants to stay. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. Sweet Jamaica land, we up and running. Jamaica up and running. Our country must stop running. We up and running. And everybody looks so stunning. Tell them to stop bring the gun in. We up and running. Tourists still coming for the sun in. Tell them to bring all the fun in. We up and running. Car meals some youth that stop turning. Most house of Jamaica got plumbing. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. J-A.
Jamaica to the world.
J-A-M-A-I-C-A. Everybody love Jamaica, everybody wants to stay. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. Sweet Jamaica land. Well, I nigga me stamping ground. Down let me play when me dip on holiday. It is not another day. Roast your man salt, fish up on Melrose Highway. So me stop at Appleton and me I go back in a me. Treasure bit of land, bamboo me make something delay. So me stop at Melrose Quarters, get some pepper crane. Fish and me run a bar the same way. So me gone away, yes, can't chill out for the day. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. 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 Everybody love Jamaica, everybody wants to stay. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. Sweet Jamaica land. Well,
People, you know, say, me build a song of people, beautiful Jamaica upon my mind. Me don't play it again. You know, if I want me to play that song of people, me do a song 4 years ago. When I play the song, I used to be my show up now. I used to have it to up my show. Go check out my Facebook for anybody who know me on Facebook. I never play it again. I not feel the same way about the place.
Jamaica land we love. Jamaican call us again.
I not feel the same place.
Yo, yo, yo.
But anyway,
Eternal
we
Father,
still have a place.
bless our land.
That's why we come to fight and we have a chat.
How did I yard and brand? Jamaica to the world.
Again.
Jamaican call us again. Yo, yo, yo. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with your mighty hand. How did I yard and brand? Jamaica to the world. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. 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 Everybody love Jamaica, everybody wants to stay. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. Sweet Jamaica land. We up and running. Jamaica up and running. Our country must stop running. We up and running. And everybody looks so stunning. Tell them to stop bring the gun in. We up and running. Tourists still coming for the sun in. Tell them to bring all the fun in. We up and running. Car meals some youth that stop turning. Most house of Jamaica got plumbing. J-A-M-A-I-C-A. 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 Everybody love Jamaica, everybody wants to Jamaica. Sweet Jamaica love. Well, I nigga me stamping ground. Down let me play when me live on holiday. It is set another day. Roast them and salt fish up on Melrose Highway. So me stop at Appleton and me I go back in a May. Treasure bitter land bamboo me make some delay. So me stop at Melrose Waters get some pepper crane. Fish and by me run a bar the same way. So me gone away yes can't chill out for the day. Jamaica. Jamaica. Everybody love Jamaica, everybody wants to stay. Jamaica. Sweet Jamaica love. Well, man, I drive salad down a yard in you can them in. Can them so no not even gas them burning. From Kingston to Mobile, no time that running. No road there, me yes and no more coming. You get them education, good job them sit down in. Build nice house, a good house them lay down in. You determination, it is so stunning. No more this thing and shunning. Jamaica. Everybody love Jamaica, everybody wants to stay. Jamaica. Sweet Jamaica love. Jamaica over.
People, I love you. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. That was up and running. You know, people, me have music on iTunes, all online platform. You guys can go check out my music, you know. Yes, people, me have music on iTunes and everywhere. All online platform, pretty much. Go check me out, Jamaican Carlos. Me have some music out there, guys can go purchase. And me know no one they it bun me. And this week it will also be up for purchase. Also, it bun me will be released sometime this week. I hope. Remember, you know, we still have work on the final touches of it, and me kind of busy. So bless upon yourself, guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. Let me get my stuff ready when we can. Come on, guys, come on for watch you guys video. You know. So big up everybody who
call this man.
Big up everybody who tune in, take the time out to come on this platform, voice your opinion, your concern, your disgust, your love, your concern, as any Jamaican would. Because I'm a concerned Jamaican, and what we do on social media is because we love Jamaica. We could have gone about with business and gone near rice and peas and gone near lunch or go on vacation and not give a damn about Jamaica. But we cannot do that, people. No, we can't. Because we love for Jamaica. Let me tell you all love people love Jamaica. Do you know that no for up as a house and sitting, property, money in the bank, we can live forever. Up as all right, nobody now look if you kill we. You call 911, them a come. Ambulance a come, police a come, them a come. You have to walk on a rock road, you have to drive on a bad road, knock out your front end. Hospital properly furnished. Police now deal with a certain way. But despite all of that, let me show you Jamaica love the country. Jamaicans worldwide will give away all of that and come back home, come get water upon them head, rock road and look wood. Only if you have nobody ever kill you. Did you know that there are Jamaicans over here, so? We that give away everything what we have over here, so the AC, the light when I go out every minute, the good road, the 911 come, the good hospitals, the good health care, the better dentists. They all love Jamaica, they all love the country. We are willing to give away everything of this to come back home, many people. Think about the people them. What mindset a Jamaican have? Leave it all over here and come back home. Knowing that if you call 911, they now come. Knowing that no water turn on pipe a lot of time, no water in the day. Knowing the electricity go off. Knowing ambulance are there. Knowing the road them now fix. What kind of mindset a person have to give away all of this to go back home? I love them country, man. It's a love for your country, man. Walk in the dark, peeny wally. People, we are willing to give it up all to come back to Jamaica. Hadn't it been for the murders, even when you know the hospital not good, people will take a chance on that. But the crime and violence, No, sir. My brother tell me some people who come to Jamaica the day they retire, have them nice house at Jamaica, have to pack up and go back to England. Break their retirement just to save them life. Jamaica to the world, my people. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.